Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And today in this episode we'll continue smoothing along the car. Just a quick thing in between episodes, I just made a little bit of an edit inside here. So this line inside here I've added just to give it a little bit more definition to the edge of the headlight here. And under smoothing we can see that we've just got a little bit more of a defined line under there, so I think that's going to benefit quite largely, so we're happy with that. In this episode I think what we'll do is we'll have a go with the hood just now. If we've got time we'll go onto the wing or the fender here. So what we'll do is we'll do the exact same as we did before. I'm going to duplicate special this element here. If you don't remember the settings, we're going to go instance -1 on the scale for the x-axis, and then we can just duplicate that across. Now the hood itself is fairly bare, so what we could do is if we just isolate the selection, the first thing we'll do is we're going to grab all of these points here. Now we don't need to grab this one because as we can see that's already done. So we'll grab all of these in and around here. Okay. And we'll just hit Ctrl E. I'm just going to bring this down on the blue component axis there. Now what we could do is we'll merge to here, and then we'll do the same with these points here. Now the only thing I think that's going to give us any trouble is this bit up here. So what we can do is let's just bring both of these. Let's actually bring both sides. Okay, so we're going to need to carry this line across. Now the only real thing that this has is some creases coming down at the top, and they kind of fade away before they even get to the bumpy here. So what we'll do first is we're going to do these creases, and then we'll add the edges on the outside. The reason we'll do that is because we don't want to kind of ruin anything that we already have. So what we're going to want to do, I think, is this crease kind of fizzles out, maybe around here. So at this point we're going to go nice and close, maybe a bit closer than that, something like this. And this is going to run all the way up here, but what we're going to do for now is we're going to drop another point just there, nice and close. So that means we'll be able to drop our edge loop here, super close to this edge, all the way down, and then we'll also drop an edge loop here, and we're going to go practically in the middle over there, and then this loop we actually want to drop down, so that's fine. So what we'll do here is we will work with the elements we've already built on here. So let's get close here, and then we'll go over into the center there. Okay, so we can start to see now we've got a decent line running down and through there. Also going to want this to run up here. And then down this edge, like so. And what we'll want to do is we'll want to merge these bits, but we'll want this one to come over here. Can merge this together. Now I think what we'll want to do is we're going to want one to run this way too. So what we'll do is we'll drop a dot just there. I don't think we'll need to at the top this time. It should run off as we want it to. So we'll insert an edge loop again, going nice and close, maybe not quite as close. That's dropped off nicely up there. And this, now, we can see that that's not actually gone where we want it to go, so we can get rid of that. And we'll have this fizzle out and around here. Something like that. Okay. So see, now we've got a much better line, which is coming all the way down, and then it's stopping here. Kind of fizzles out, which is good. So we're looking a little bit scrappy there, but not too bad. Now we also want the same to happen over here. Now what I'm actually going to do over here is, firstly, grab all of these points. I'm just going to inset them a little bit there. And then I'll grab all of these here. And we'll maybe just pull them up ever so slightly. Okay. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. So we're going to drop one right in the center here, which is going to run onto that line underneath. Then we're going to do the same here and here. And we'll probably want to do the same at the top. So at the top here, maybe go to about there, and there, here, here. Because we don't strictly want that top section there to square off at that point. So I'll add an edge loop nice and close to either side of this because there isn't too much discrepancy. We'll get nice and close. We can bring that over here. And that over here. And do the same for these. Now what we'll want to do as well is, since these points are here, we might as well use them. So we'll go into our top view here. And we'll use these to help smooth off this section, like so. Again, if we hit 3, we can see now we've got a nice defined line running down there. Maybe not quite as defined as we'd want it to be. So what we could actually do is grab these and pull them down just a little bit. Same there. That's just going to give us a little bit more of a defined line in there, which you can't really see too much, but we will once we've got well, a better paint job on there. So what we can do now is we can start adding to the rest of this. So we're going to insert an edge loop, and what we'll maybe do at this point is, because we want this to kind of match, we're just going to unsmooth it, and we want an edge to come along here. And around here. So bring those like so. And then we're also going to want an edge inside here. Now this is a little bit trickier. What we'll do is we'll draw this one in. We want to come down here, along here, and then down here. Maybe not quite that close, maybe more like that. And then under here. So what we'll do at this point is we'll grab this one and we'll snap that over here. We can merge those together. Also have a random vertices there that we don't need. So we'll take that like so. And then over here I want to do the same. We'll grab this. We'll bring it back here. We can merge that now. Looks like that might have dropped a little bit lower. So we'll just pull that up. Okay, so we've got that defined edge going around there, but again, it's not sticking out too much, but we'll wait and see once we drop around the edges. So let's insert some edge loops, and we'll go, maybe not before we do that, we're actually going to want to drop one down here, because that's going to go up and out of the way where we don't want it to go. So we'll drop a loop, a vertice should I say, just inside there. Then we can drop this here. And then we can kind of bring this down around that corner to here. Like so. And then we'll want to again bring this over here and merge. And then we just want to make sure that we're not damaging that there, so I'm just going to pull those points up just a little bit. So that's now running all the way along to that corner. So that's looking good down and along here. Now we're also going to want to do the same around here, so let's see if an edge loop will be kind to us, which it will. So we'll drop that along there. So that should now bring that a bit more in line, which it has. So that's looking pretty good. We'll now want to get an edge that runs all the way down here. We're going to have a similar issue to as we did down in this section. So we'll drop a point just here. Now we're probably going to have a problem up top. Oh, maybe not actually. We won't have a problem just there. That should be fine. And let us insert an edge loop all the way down here. Just drop this one in just there. Maybe not, because that's not going to sit too nice. Down here. And underneath. I'm going to want to do the same at this point as we did before. We'll snap this just here and then merge. Okay, so we've got our crease coming across there. We've got a weird kind of angle to that crease. We'll maybe want to sort that out at some point. Because it's kind of peeling off, where we want it to be more straight up here. You see, we've got that little crease in there, ever so slightly there. Okay, I think what we'll do now, let's see about adding some edge loops around our edge there. Okay, nice straight edge, a couple of seams inside there. So I think that's looking good for now. Let's give it a similar treatment. Let's add materials to that and see how it sits. So that's looking pretty good. I think here we'll probably want these two. Just come forward ever so slightly. Then we'll need to adjust this one at some point, but we'll have a look at that some other time, I think. Okay, so looking pretty good. Okay, so we can maybe think about another element just now. Go down the wing. So let's take that. Firstly, let us duplicate the special. Take all of these with us. We'll maybe take the floor as well. No, let's not take that. I don't need that. Okay, so front of the car's looking good. Onto the wing now. So we want this to kind of reflect very similar to what we already have in terms of the lines of the car. So the first thing we'll do is let's grab our edges here. I think this is going to be the only bit that's going to give us a little bit of a headache. So we'll grab all of these, we'll hit Ctrl E. I'm just going to bring them in. I'll bring them in on the world this time. Just ever so slightly. When we get up here, probably grab these points. So it looks like that's merged very well, so I'll grab that. Let's do the same to all of those just in case. So I'll grab these bits here. I'm just going to pull them in closer and then start to drop them down at that point. Okay, I think what we might want to do, let's just bring in the bonnet here. I think this wants to be a bit more curved. So I think maybe we'll delete those edges and the corresponding vertices. We'll maybe delete that one too. And I'm going to insert an edge loop again here, but I'm going to go up. Maybe something like that. And we'll go from this and touch down over here. Just so there's a little bit more of a curve in there. So let's grab these again. Maybe just grab this one for now so we can get everything extruded. So if we take this, this and this, I'm going to go in on the blue for this. On the component view. So we'll get those and we can merge those. And then we'll jump up and around to here. And we'll merge those two. And it just looks like in here we're going to want to grab all of these. And we'll go down on the blue for this as well. We want to be going like so. And we'll merge there. And then here, we're going to want to extrude down. Maybe we'll take this one down here. Okay, so we've got all that lined out quite nicely. So let's bring all of these here. So what happens here is this merges up and around here. So what we'll need from this is we'll actually need this to be considerably closer. Be something a bit more like that. Because that is a fairly defined line that runs up along underneath the side view mirrors and then kind of dissipates afterwards. And what we'll do with this as well is we're going to pull this up so it's a bit more on track. Like so. So what we'll want to do here is a couple of things. Now, let's do the easy ones first. So I'm going to insert an edge loop around here and here. And we'll go around that side afterwards. Okay, so that's going around okay. Now this is where most of our trouble is going to be. So what I think we'll do is we'll grab an edge here and then we'll go down here. Let's drop that down there as well. And then if we go up here, we should be able to follow this now along very closely. Okay. And then we can delete the unnecessary edge here. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a line going up and around there, which is fine. I think what we'll want to do at this point is, that's going to be a bit annoying, let's bring this all the way over here. We'll go again with that, nice and close. That's going off there fine. And we'll bring this up like so. Okay, so that line's looking okay. I think what we'll also want to do is we'll maybe bring a second one along here. Like so. See, now we've got a nice line going up and around there, which is good. What we'll want to do here as well is let's insert an edge loop here, which is reflecting a similar distance just there, which will give us a similar kind of curve going up and around there. Okay, so that's looking okay. What we'll also want to do is we'll drop some vertices here and here. Which will allow us to drop an edge loop like that, but like because maybe it's not. So let's bring this around here. And around here. Looks fine. And what I'll do is we'll grab these two vertices here and we can merge those together. Let's just make sure that they're staying a bit better there. Oops. Okay, so that's looking quite good. A little bit of an issue just here, but again what we can do is we'll select it whilst we're smooth. Just pull that ever so slightly back. Once the light's in there we probably wouldn't notice this too much. Okay, so looking good down and around here. At the bottom here we're going to want to insert an edge loop as well. Now I'm wondering if this arch is defined enough. What we could do is our geometry should be good enough to drop another point down here which runs all the way around. We could do the same here. Yeah, I feel that's a little bit better if we do that. Maybe if we do that, but maybe not quite so close. Or something like that. And that. That's a little bit better. It's not quite so rigid, but that's looking good. Okay, so it looks like we're going to need an edge loop up here. Like so. And I'm going to want one around here as well. I think what we'll do for this is we will merge that down there. Hopefully this will play along. So we've got that goes down there quite nicely. We do, however, I think want an edge loop along this bit too. Yeah, that looks good. What we could do too is let's maybe see actually. Up here. I think what we may want I think we'll leave it like that for now. I think when we come to do the door, we actually want another level of detail inside here. I think across here we actually do want a more defined line. So let's, if that's what we'll plan to do, we'll add it in just now so we don't forget. So I think we'll probably want it attached around here. We'll probably want to do that. And we'll worry about that when we get there, so let's grab these again. Okay, so we're looking good down here, we're looking good around there and up the top, so I think there's only one thing left to do, and that is insert our edge loop. Just along there. So that's looking good, really good. Let's apply our material to it and see how that's looking. So that's looking really good, just there. Let's just bring looking pretty good. Alright guys, so I think in the next episode then what we'll do is we'll either run along the roof, maybe it will make more sense actually, we'll go along the side skirt and the door, so we'll maybe do the door first so we can remember to add in that detail coming down there, and then maybe add the side skirts. I think there's a little bit of a few changes that I'd want to make to the side skirts as we go, but looking pretty good. We've got a nice kind of curvature in there for the additional track of the sport model, the M2 over the actual 2 series. Let's grab down there. So we're looking pretty good. So yeah, in the next episode we'll continue to work down this side of the car. Cool.